I would
what's
never.
someone treasonous?
I've always done my absolute best for this state. I always would. I fought in Sanguine for the state. I served twice for this place. I'd do anything. I promise.
You do anything for what?
For for the people. For
It
the
sounds like
people
you
of
do
the
anything
state.
just to survive.
Out of
Right
curiosity,
now, yes.
you happen to ever read the Constitution by chance?
Yes, I have.
And in the impeachment articles where it says you're meant to look after the people and make sure they're safe at all times.
Of course, I take that very
Something that would
seriously.
imply like gross negligence, like voting on a DOC doctrine that would imply no EMS or police to respond to anything inside a jail, and then a police officer's dropped out of a fucking helicopter and they're in there and they die and they don't get any medical response. Can you explain how that's not impeachable in your understanding, ma'am?
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Dogtown was an idea that, when coined, seemed better than it turned out to be. I can't really defend that, but I'm glad that it's over. I'm glad that that's no longer a thing, and that people.
Oh
Can be
no,
safe
it's
in
still in the
prison.
legislation. You technically ain't nobody need to respond up there. You didn't change it. It's still the same. What do you mean?
Is it still? Damn,
No,
I apologize.
don't you
for that.
remember? You're the council.
It was never legislation that the EMS didn't have to respond there. It was just that they weren't safe in there from the threats.
Nope.
And
It was
I can.
deemed that they would not respond. It's implied in the DOC doctrine that you guys put forth in the legislation. It
Okay.
said EMS is not to respond up there. Same with PD.
Okay.
Then one of my ex-state police officers got thrown out because this place is in disarray. This pile of shit of a government that's ran by people that don't understand a goddamn thing in what they're own saying. They don't even believe in what they're saying. Everybody that voted on that, even Crane, that cocksucker, should be impeached and be held responsible for the death of Aziz.
Well, Soze,
I'm sorry
they're
for your
too
loss,
busy trying to
Soze.
vote in the FU legislation. She was just talking about it. It's a great piece of legislation.
No, it
Wait,
didn't
is that
pass.
is that the business one?
No, this
no.
one's even better.
Wait, is the business one already in where you guys can search
Business one's approved.
private property?
Yes, the businesses are approved.
Oh, you should also read through the Constitution where it says for anything to be lawful in a search, it needs a search warrant signed by a judge.
Uh huh.
Yeah, you
The
guys know
Constitution,
legislation,
the
they
step
can do
above the
random search.
legislation.
Yeah, I can review all
Impeachable.
these things.
No, it's
Okay.
impeachable. You should just be impeached, honestly. I believe y'all should do this review, read the Constitution before you put forward any legislation. Wouldn't it be a common sense thing to do for the people, so the people's
Yeah.
constitutional right isn't violated?
You're not wrong, sir. I'm not perfect here. I've never been a politician before. I'm doing my best. I promise.
You don't need to be a politician. You need to be a fucking human.
I am, and I work every single day to save people's lives, and I'll keep doing that even after this position. I do my best. I'm always open to feedback. If you
Can
have
I give you
concerns
a
about
hypothetical
something,
situation?
of course.
Say me and this man next to me, my name being Los Santos, and he'd be Blaine County. We live in
Yeah.
those government apartments over there, right?
Yeah,
Next to
of
each other.
course.
Me and him are friends. We share rooms. We walk in and out of each other's place, and we're just chilling. We're next door neighbors. You know, we drink beer together. We shoot the shit together. We just got this understanding that we don't give a fuck. You guys can come over whenever you want, and vice versa.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, and the manager of this place, let's call him the local municipal fuckwits, that's running the building. Well, one day he goes, hey, guys, I'm going to have to kick you out. We ain't got money to run this place. Y'all are fucking leaving, okay? We're both out of there now. It's fallen back to the local municipal government that owns that building. But they go out of their way to invite Los Santos back in and say, hey, you can have your old apartment back, okay? But the one next to you still is under our control because, you know, it's technically ours, so you don't have permissions to do no shit there. But do you think Los Santos has the power to walk on over there and just take a shit in Blaine County?
I wouldn't think so. No, I don't think so.
That's an interesting thing. I mean,
It is, yeah.
it's a surprise to know that that's something that happens every time a police officer crosses the lines of jurisdiction in a Blaine County in which they haven't got the authorization to do because you as the council and the DOJ themselves are too stupid to write one piece of legislation that would pass the government and say that you would have had jurisdiction there.
That is interesting. I hadn't really thought about that, to be honest. I just figured we kind of all assumed, but we should have that all written down. You're not wrong.
Canter, tell him you were busy with adoption laws. Please tell him.
Oh, and the fashion
there's
police too.
adoption
The
laws.
fashion police.
The drip
The
law,
Anti-Mime
yes.
Act? Oh, yeah.
That
You guys were really doing...
I
You know what?
abstained on that.
Can you name one law you've done to help people? What have you done to help people?
Well,
One
wait.
thing.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
We're waiting. Tell us one thing you've done to help the people of Los Santos.
I believe that the legislation I've written helps.
Which is
personally. It's not as well known, but I wrote legislation to protect everyone's medical records, so that it can't be posted on the docket without your consent.
So you're saying that you don't believe in the other legislation that's been passed?
No. I
So
do.
then why-
There's
Oh, really?
there's ones that I believe in. There's ones that I don't as much. I wasn't really for the adoption policy at the start.
So then why was it unanimously voted by the Council of Eight then?
Because
interesting.
after
Just like the riots of the DOC being stripped the fuck away and no medical being up there in the place where you're meant to keep it safe.
It's crazy. You don't believe in it, but it's unanimously
okay.
voted yes.
Yeah, I understand that looks bad. I
your
did
name,
fight them
ma'am?
on a few points. I'm Dr. Philippa Canter.
Listen, I'd love to stay and chat,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you were to imply the rhetorics of what I said earlier and, the whole government entities and jurisdictions and shit, considering we're in a national park and the Constitution would only be state, even if they did have power, do you think I could put my gun in your mouth and blow your brains the fuck out and just walk out of here and never get charged for it?
I don't think you'd get away with that, sir.
Why is
I
that?
mean,
Who's going to charge me?
I'm
It's
not
a national
saying-
park. Is this
I'm
federal law?
sorry.
Is this federal
I
ground?
don't-
Are you taking
I
it from the
don't know.
feds?
I don't-
Is this
I don't
treason?
know,
Is this
sir.
terrorism?
I'm
Are you
sorry.
trying to
Soze,
usurp the
I-
government?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're the fucking terrorist.
I'm not. I promise.
Well,
I would
Soze,
never.
I have her licensed firearm, want me to hand it to you.
No. I don't want to kill this person. I don't think someone
Thank
being
you,
naive
sir.
is what's going against the people. But now you know there's a legislation and constitution that you should fucking read and understand. Maybe you could commit to some things and be for the people instead of the group of fucking idiots you sit around a table at that think they're doing something for the people. Maybe you should start thinking for the
Yeah.
people instead of your goddamn self. And fuck our doctor records. I don't give a shit about that. Ain't nobody else gonna give a shit about that either.
Starts pressuring you, or you let us know. Because I will say, Soze, she once did have somewhat of a good head on her shoulders, and Dab didn't like
Thank
that.
you,
He
sir.
had me go after her and try to kill her before. But long time ago, light has been shed on the corruption of the city, and it's time to stand the fuck up, Canter.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Canter,
I
that
agree.
means if you
I
don't
do.
believe in something that's trying to get passed, you vote no on it. You don't just vote yeah because everybody else voted yeah.
Just
sir.
remember this understanding of complacency is
yes.
when you don't really completely understand something. But when you're understanding that you know the goddamn fucking law, you know the Constitution, you know the shit that's fucked up, and you keep doing it, that
Yeah.
just might be treason of the goddamn
Okay.
United States of America, motherfucker.
I don't disagree when you put it like that. I will do my absolute best to make sure that I don't let anything like that happen again.
You happen to know what my name is?
I'm aware of who you are.
What's my name?
Soze, right?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm the real spirit of the law.
Okay.
Saint
You could.
Nicholas.
Oh, that's. Is this Christmas? I like Christmas.
Well, trust me, I've only got a few gifts, and you don't want these. It's gonna be
Okay,
fucking
no,
charcoal
yeah, never
coming
mind
out the
then.
back of a pistol.
Yeah, to scratch the gifts. We don't need Christmas. Okay.
All right, well, I hope you don't feel threatened by me because I ain't gonna hurt nobody that, you know, works for the
No,
people.
of course not. I'm not at all.
Good. But if you do some treasonous shit, I might just fucking cave your head in with a hammer.
Understood, sir.
Nice and slow. After
But I
I
won't
rip
have
the
to
ears
scoop you
off.
up again.
Okay. I will keep these words in mind. Thank you for the
Okay.
fair warning, sir.
Oh,
Cantor?
yeah, no, well, you're fine.
When the impeachment of Dab and Siobhan comes about,
Yeah.
back up Murphy. Do what's right.
Okay.
Do what's right
Yeah.
for the people.
Yes, sir.
The people you're entrusted to look after.
Okay. I will.
You make sure that
Okay.
FU act doesn't go to light either.
Okay. It won't pass. I promise that.
Hopefully
Okay.
we don't see each other again, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Especially in
hopefully not.
federal land that might not have any
Mhm.
jurisdiction at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not ideal. I'll be at the hospital where there is jurisdiction.
Well, you
Hey,
better
listen.
get going.
You
You
up
Yeah,
Okay.
just
long walk
ju-
back.
yeah, just remember any of that that squeakiness in your voice just makes me think you're not authentic. If you have confidence and you're here for the people, you shouldn't need to worry. We ain't gonna touch you.
Okay.
You
Okay.
seem stressed out. Why don't you smoke a joint?
I am oh, thank you. You know, I won't say no to that. Oh,
You just
here, let me
relax
just
and remember what we're
okay.
doing is for the people, and if
Oh,
you're for the
God.
people, you'll be fine.
Yep. Okay.
Give her shit back, Ramee. Out of good faith.
Thank you. I really
I
appreciate
better
that.
not see a fucking warrant from this shit. You
Nope,
understand?
never. Don't you worry. Your secret's safe with me.
Pull the gun out.
I'm
You're
not one to
dying.
make enemies. Yeah, I understand, sir.
Just get a new government radio.
Yes, sir.
Have a nice day.
All right,
You're free to go whenever. We weren't
Take your
holding you here.
IFAX back
Okay.
too.
That way it goes
course.
back to the hospital. Follow the trail.
Remember, it's federal land, so you're free to walk on out
I
whenever you
remember.
want.
Okay. I'll remember all of this. Thank you all.
Be careful of the rattlesnakes.
Yes, sir.
You know, she is one of the better ones, but
Killing
I
her wouldn't have
seen
done
her
anything.
siding with Dab lately, so
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can tell. Hey, that's what I mean, though. Listen, I think there's got to be some assholes, and depending on how they respond to the logic in which we say, it's going to be pretty easy to tell which one is a fuckwit and which one isn't.
But she said that she admitted that she just goes with the flow when it comes to the votes. Like she doesn't believe in a lot of what she votes, but she just says
used to
yeah.
go against it. Dab had me do an assassination hit on her. And then ever since
Okay.
then, I guess she's been just going with the flow.
Interesting. Well, you know, it does make sense. Like I said, I think the crane noodle head at the top's the problem at the end of the day.
You know what
Hey.
she told me, which was odd?
What's
Soze?
that?
So, Dab told me the state appointed him as commissioner, and she told me Crane appointed him as commissioner.
Yeah, so I'm not I'm not sure what the role of the chief of justice is and what like stance he has in say. I mean, he's technically at the top of the municipal government no matter what, right? Because he does the criminal law side of things. So I'm not sure the exacts of it, but either way, I believe they would have had the power to do some shit like that anyway. But the questionable thing is when they've deputized people or made people in the council police officers, that is against the oath in itself of the council. So they're also all going to be liable for that sort of shit, you know? They're sitting there letting all these impeachable things happen.
So here's
their
another thing,
only
right?
reasoning for that is, well, because of what we did. Yet what we did is already done. We've already served our time. It's in the past. Yet there's still cops.
But
Oh, yeah.
even it's not even that though. Like when Solomon was under investigation for getting impeached as council member, they stripped him from his title right away. When Murphy did, I remember when John Paul set up Murphy with that gun, his bar license was suspended. So if those articles, if their articles of impeachment are going through right now, why are they not suspended from their duty?
Crane is the one that would okay it, I guarantee you. If he's on board, it's happening instantly. There ain't no fucking votes. There ain't no fair trials. There ain't nothing.
They should
Whatever
be
that man
suspended
says
from their
goes.
duty.
Solomon told me he's suspended right now. He was suspended the moment his impeachment went up, and he hasn't had a case or been talked to about it yet.
Yeah.
So I mean, surely same thing will happen to them, right?
Well, you'd think so,
Well-
but yeah, that's the exact. Sometimes actions speak louder than words, just as no actions speak louder than words. And honestly, I think half of society's at the point of running in that place with fucking hatchets and fucking hammers and just taking that shit over.
Amen.
Cool.
Hallelujah.
I don't see the point in somebody being a head of DOJ also being.
Well, here's my thing though. We're at a crossroads here because like those articles of impeachment.
Also, being
Who
a cop,
approves that?
by the way, Crane
Well,
was a cop.
The article is in the Constitution's endorsed by the state, but if the people that are counsel and judges here are not impeaching people when they breach it, then everybody is a piece of shit. That's really how it is.
Well, that's what's gonna happen though. Like the Crane's not gonna sit there and say, all right, you will. Impeachment is going through. You're no longer a mayor, Maximilian. Like that's not gonna happen.
Exactly. He's not going to do it to anybody that does what he says. Almost every judge will do what he says.
Exactly.
Almost
that's my
everybody in the
question.
council will do what he says. So
The head of the DOJ was also the head of the council, who was also a police officer.
Who's also
well, the
Well,
oath in it
well,
says
so,
the council oath says you shouldn't join any other government agency. So as soon as you
Right.
join a PD or whatever the fuck, then you're breaking
So-
your oath, which is also impeachment. So it's like a never-ending
My-
story of
essentially, the
impeachments
mayor
that don't get
broke-
enforced.
The mayor broke his oath by becoming the
They all
commissioner
did.
as well.
yeah.
Well, no,
right.
I don't think the mayor says the council oath. I don't believe. I'm not sure though. Like I said,
But
I don't know
here's my
everything.
question. Here's my question. Is this impeachment shit? That's gonna go to a courtroom, right? Who's gonna be that judge?
Well, that's the issue. I mean,
Like, if it's Crane, it's
totally
fucked.
dependent on that. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be Crane. I think he's too heavily involved, and he's a part of the council, and he's.
Well, the thing is, if he's heavily involved and he's the head, anybody under him's involved because, he's their power authority. So
There is another way to remove him from power.
Yeah,
In the
put a
legislation for
fucking
the
bullet in
Council
his
of
head.
Eight. Well,
Oh.
no. In the legislation for the Council of Eight, I remember reading about this. If three of them vote, three of them can vote for a council member to be out.
yeah, but it's only out of the council. He's in the council
Right.
as a
You're
seat
silly.
because it's put in by
If
the
we have
DOJ
Murphy,
seat.
Canter, and then unfortunately Walker's dead. Who are the other ones?
Oh, you're
Right.
silly,
Larry.
Larry.
You can get him
Cornwood
removed
is
from
not
the
gonna do it.
council, but he's still going to be the DOJ lead. And as soon as the mayor comes in,
No, I'm talking about
he's
I'm
appointed,
talking
I
about
believe.
Dab.
He's still gonna be the mayor.
Oh, he'd still
The
be the mayor.
commissioner.
Yeah,
I thought the mayor was a seat on the council.
it is. But a council is just a group of people. It isn't a power position. So if you get removed
Okay.
from the council, you don't lose everything. But impeachment should work like that. So you're technically right in a way, but it's not going to work like that because they're assholes.
Like
I'm
if the
gonna be
mayor is
honest.
not in the council, what is he
Hold
gonna?
on,
What can he
I'm
pass?
gonna be honest. The only way
I don't know.
we get this guy out of office is in a fucking body bag.
Yeah. Well,
After
we need an
seeing the
uprising
shit
of the
he's
people.
done and
That's
the
what we
actions
need.
He's
Yeah.
taken, the extremes he's gone to. He won't just step out of office.
Yeah, he gotta die.
You think you
I ain't
guys
gonna
are gonna
lie.
impeach him in the court and he's gonna leave? Hell nah.
The thing
The
is,
He's gonna
streets need-
ride it
streets
out
need
till he
justice.
fucking dies.
this is why the slow game works. Okay, they got to catch wind of anything we do, and even the lady there. There's a reason we didn't want to pop her. I believe if we get these people to pass a law that allows us as people to vote on a legislation change, and if it passes the vote, then it's accepted. That's something we need to try and push for. So it's a true democracy. Maybe it's something like if we get 500K or something, we can file for any legislation we want. If it passes the vote, then it's done. That way, we only need to talk to the people to have anything to change. They're irrelevant in terms of what we can push forward as people. It could never get
Yep.
corrupt to the extent that everybody hates it that way.
I think we gotta
Actual
crumble
democracy.
down what's currently in place and rebuild it, like you said, with proper legislation.
Mm-hmm.
A voice for the people. But first, we gotta break down the old structure.
Yeah, I mean, it might be very possible that I just end up going on a manic killing spree. I tell you, hearing the shit that these guys have gotten away with, just I can't believe they were going to put me in treason while taking everybody's rights and being impeachable at the same time, all
You know
knowing
what?
the DOJ's running it all.
You know why they wanted to give you treason, Soze?
Because I'm too smart for them.
They saw you as a threat.
Yep,
And they
you're a
wanted to
threat.
take you
Yeah.
out before you grow and gained power and rank and position.
Anybody who's a threat to their power structure is an enemy, complete enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, you would have been hit
And
by
they'll
that
do
FE
whatever.
law. You would have
Yep.
been hit by that new legislation where you can't
What
do
was
a
it?
thing. Basically, they could cut your hands off. You can't do any businesses. You're banned from Twada.
Oh, if you're
all
a
types
felon.
of shit. Yeah.
Just a
Pretty much,
felon.
you pretty much can't do anything. Yeah. Well, no, like treason, terrorism,
Holy
probably murder,
shit.
shit like that.
Man, I mean, they could have fucked themselves as well, I
If
guess.
you
but
question or
Jesus.
test their authority, you're seen as a threat, an enemy.
True. They were
Yeah.
actually
And they'll
got
do
hit by their
whatever
own
you do.
legislation.
They'll do whatever they can to fucking
Okay.
get to like put you down completely by passing legislation and doing all that other shit.
Well,
I
that
mean,
new
I'm
business legislation is fucking garbage.
You know what
Oh,
the new
yeah,
business
it don't
legislation
make
is,
no
Soze?
sense. I'm gonna go read it real quick just
They
to double
literally
check on everything, but yeah.
Dude, they literally said the state owns your business 50-50, and they have, if you like even do it like an employee switch, like somebody's a CEO versus a COO, you have to let them know, and they have the
Wait,
right
the
at any
state
moment.
owns
Yes,
it?
and you have the right at any moment. So they can go and go break your like go through your like business and like check your inventory, your this, that,
Yeah,
and the
pretty
third.
much. There's
They-
different tiers, and tier one
I'm
is
gonna
just
just
like
go
bullshit
read that
fucking
shit.
business. Go
I
read it.
assume it's
Read it,
already
bro.
in the MDT, right?
Yes, it's in the legislation in the town hall.
Okay, I'm gonna go read over that shit
Listen.
anyway. But yeah, I already know it's a violation because forcing searches
There's
is
no
against
rights.
the
You
Constitution.
have no rights.
So.
You have
Do
no
what
right at
needs
all.
to be done, Soze. We'll be in touch.
Yeah. No, it's meta. That's not a legislation. Yo, Zelda, retard. Okay, eat my ass, buddy.